All right. Hello, students. Good evening and welcome to this session, How to Solve Logical Reasoning Passages, Part 2. Part 1, I took last Wednesday, and if you missed it, then you can definitely watch it on our channel itself. So you can search that and watch that video. So what we did in the last session was basically uh, how to read a passage and how to solve questions. That's what we did. What are we going to do today? We are going to get into more specifics of the passages, solving logical reasoning passages. So this will be around 30-minute session. Okay, so what is the expected session outcome? Very important session as far as the CLAT is exam is concerned. How to break down the passage to identify the main idea. So in any passage, the first thing that you should do is to identify the main idea. And at least 6 to 8 questions across English and logical reasoning section would be based on main idea one way or the other. So this actually is what we are discussing today is roughly, you know, 8 to 10% of your CLAT exam. Okay. I mean, all the questions that come under main idea are, of course, which of the following is the main idea? What is the title of the passage? What is the tone of the passage? With which of the following author is likely to agree or disagree? So all these questions, if you are able to identify the main idea, you can solve them. So this is what we are going to learn today, and how to break down the passage so that we can quickly identify what is the main idea of the passage, right? So firstly, what we are going to do is firstly we will try to understand what is the main idea, and then we will read a passage and apply what I tell you. We perhaps do it in couple of passages, if time permits, maybe 3 passages, and then we will see how to identify the main idea. So what is the main idea of the passage? So main idea or main point or main argument or the essence or the main conclusion or the main theme, all are one and same on, right? So whatever the question asks you, these are one and same thing only. There might be different ways of asking, but in your mind you should be very clear that these are all one and same, right? So what you should do in case the passage is lengthy. So last year CLAT 24, hardly I think one or two passages, one in English and maybe one in logical reasoning, I could categorize as lengthy passages, around 400 words. Most of the passages were not lengthy, but CLAT, the year previous to that and before that, the passages were 450, 500 words. So what to do in such kind of passages, right? So first thing that you should do is make a headline of each paragraph. So for example, there are 3 to 4 paragraphs in a passage. So for a 3 to 4 paragraph passage, what you should do is make a headline of each paragraph. What do we mean by headline? Headlines should reflect C plus J. This I taught in the last class also, and I am going to repeat it once again. What is C plus J? C plus J is actually your main idea only. C stands for content and J stands for judgment. What is the content of that paragraph? And what is the most important judgment in that paragraph that author has passed? Right? So in a form of headline, maybe 8 to 10 words, sum it up. Usually first or second line of the paragraph contains this. Remember, I'm talking about paragraph and not passage, right? So for each paragraph, do this. Find out what the paragraph is about and what is the important judgment that author is passing in that paragraph. Usually all the 4 paragraph content will be same. Oh, isn't it? I mean, the entire passage, there is one content. So all the 4 paragraphs of that passage will have the same content, but they might have different messages that author is trying to pass. I will just demonstrate it to you in a while, right? So that you can appreciate in a better way what I'm trying to say. So usually first or second line of the paragraph contain this. Read the remaining paragraph quickly. This is what you should do. Once you are able to identify that this is what author is trying to say, you should read that paragraph quickly, slowing down only when you come across new element, examples, or switch words. Switch words are words like but, yet, although, because here then author is taking some other stance, right? New element means suddenly a new content has, you come across it. So slow it down, just try to understand why is this new content written here, and then maybe you can increase your reading speed again. Please remember, reading is about varying your speed. Okay, repeat 1 and 2 for each paragraph. Repeat these 2 steps for each of the paragraph. Find common theme among the headline of each paragraph, and that common theme is your main idea. right? So we do it paragraph number 1, paragraph number 2, paragraph number 3, paragraph number 4. For all the 4 paragraphs, make headline, which should contain the content plus judgment of that paragraph. Once you have written it down, in your mind, you will be very clear that, okay, whatever is common across the 4 headlines, that is the main idea, because main idea recurs itself in the passage. To sum it up, you know what is main idea is the content of the passage and author's judgment on that content. It is sum of two things: content of the passage and author's judgment on that content, right? So this is what main idea is about. Now let us go ahead and let us read a passage. So this is exercise number 1. This is I think elite ka last year ka passage, not this year 25, it is 24 ka passage. Read it. I am giving you 3 minutes time to read, and then I will showcase you how to identify the main idea. Okay, guys. So once you are done, you let me know. Okay, I'm so we can proceed. Right. So let us see how to do this. Okay. So focus here. So P1, P2, P3 are P4 are my paragraphs. So P1, what is paragraph number 1? So this, for example, is paragraph number 1. So basically, you would have read and understood that it is interview wherein one person named Lawrence Rubin is interviewing another person named Jessica Stone. So what is paragraph number 1, which is a question? It is just introducing us to the topic digital play theory. So it basically talks about, thanks for joining me today. How did you become interested in digital play therapy, which really is cutting edge and somewhat controversial with children. So this concept of digital play theory is getting introduced here. Paragraph number 2, Jessica Stone, what she replies is that how she became interested, because there was a specific question, how she became interested. Lawrence asked it. She replies that how she became interested. That's what the entire paragraph is about. She has not so far explained that what digital play therapy is. Then specifically paragraph number 3, which is a question again, it is asked by Rubin that what is digital play theory? And paragraph number 4, Jessica replies about what is digital play therapy and what does it may mean, so on and so forth. So this is what you should do at after first reading. And a lot of students commit mistake of taking 5 minutes to read the paragraph. Please, I mean, you have to read fast. You can't give 5 minutes. I understand that you have, if you have started your preparation right now, you may find it difficult, but there should be intent to read fast. If there is no intent, if you always live with that belief that if you read slow, only then you will understand the passage, then you will never improve. So intent should be there that you have to read fast, slowly and gradually that will improve. Okay. So this is what I have done. I have created headlines. Now, after creating the headline, I will create content plus judgment of the entire passage. Look how. So this is our what we have done so far. This should lead to content plus judgment. What should I do is basically whatever these 4 points are, I should sum it up. What is the content of this discussion? It is digital play therapy. So my answer should have digital play therapy in it, because main idea answer should have digital play therapy in it. What is author's judgment on that? So let me sum it up. It is an interview where one expert is telling what made her take interest in digital play therapy. That was your first paragraph. Explains what it is. That is your second paragraph. And how there is a foundation for it and what needs to be done. This is the last paragraph, fourth one, where she talks about what digital play therapy is and what can be done regarding that. So that is what the content plus judgment of the passage is. Now, this was your question. What is the primary purpose of this passage? So tell me, what is the primary purpose of this passage? Waiting for your responses. Yeah, guys, I have not received any answer so far. What is the answer? All right. So, no, no. So, what is the primary purpose? Option, which option? Let us see. What is the primary purpose of the passage? To highlight the necessity of digital play therapy in terms of its foundational benefits and theoretical advantages. Don't know. When I read it for the first time, I don't know whether this is the right answer. To showcase the debate regarding the pros and cons. This definitely is not the right answer, because there is nothing like wherein debate and positives and negatives of digital play therapy has been discussed. So there is no debate whatsoever. It is just an interview. So this can be ruled out. Next is to alert the readers to the inevitability of a shift. Look at this language, to alert the readers. Where is that alarm there? Where is that tone in the passage? This is complete tone mismatch. This can't be the answer. To explore the mindset of an expert with regards to the fallibilities of the new digital play therapy. Good choice. The problem is with the word fallibilities. Fallibilities means uh, something which is weakness of digital play therapy. So this passage doesn't talk about the weaknesses of digital play therapy, right? So out of the four option, B, C, D are eliminated. A, I was not sure of, so I have to revisit and see, to highlight the necessity of digital play therapy. Okay, fine. In terms of its foundational benefits, so foundational benefit is given in the last paragraph. So we have that covered in our judgment also. So A is the right choice, although I believe that it could have been framed in a better manner. But this is exam question. I'm simply picking it up. But going by the method that I have deployed, we can easily say that A is the right answer. Now let us do another exercise. Okay, but before we go there, let me talk about my course, logical reasoning nuggets, and then we will go to the next passage. So this logical reasoning nuggets is a course that covers all the aspect of logical reasoning. It's a self-paced course. I have done recordings, and I'm doing recordings of all the concepts of logical reasoning, be it critical reasoning, main idea is strengthening the argument, assumption, inferences, analytical reasoning, and decision making. All the things of logical reasonings, around 50 sessions are there of 25-minute duration, wherein I discuss the actual CLAT questions and the concepts to solve those questions. A well crafted course that covers all the things of logical reasoning. There are practice nuggets here, sectional test I will be giving later on. And there is a Telegram group wherein we will interact as we go ahead in our preparation. This is our last year result, and the result of the last 4 years I have mentioned, and this is available at around 2500 or so. Just visit the website, and in the website there are 3 trial videos. So this is the website, lawentrance.com, self-paced course LR nuggets. You just visit the website, and you can check the trial videos. If you check the trial videos, you will come to know in detail what is the pedagogy, how do I teach. So we will share the link in the description box shortly. Meanwhile, you can just Google it also later on after the class, and you visit the website and check the trial videos. That will help you in your logical reasoning and also in English, guys. Right. So there is that, if you take this course, this will help you in your preparation a lot. Now let us go to the next passage. This is again a CLAT ka passage. So I'm giving you 3 minutes time, and in that time you read the passage, and then we will go to identify the main idea. Okay, once you have read it, please share in the chat box so that we can proceed. Okay, chalo. So let us make a table of content of this passage. So paragraph number one. So what the paragraph number one is basically talking about is in India, middle class does not have access to justice, unlike in other outside countries. So main difference between India and OECD countries is that whereas the middle class in these countries has reasonable access, in India it does not. They are demanding, and judicial reform is needed. So they are demanding justice and reform is needed. That is the basic summary of the first paragraph. The second paragraph starts on a different note altogether. The question of justice for the poor is, however, an altogether different challenge. No country in the world has been able to secure justice for the poor. So basically, the second paragraph is about no country is able to give justice to poor, and it does not take care of their needs. So basically, the justice system does not take care of the needs of the poor. Paragraph number three, basic message is poor wants to escape the system. Paragraph number four, segments of society have conflicting vision of justice. So some people say that it is right, some people say it is wrong, something of that sort. Different segment, it depends on which segment of the society you are in. And judicial reforms in neutral areas have been considerable. So in towards the end, author talks about that we have done some reforms, but those are in neutral areas. So what are neutral areas? Areas such as process reform, procedural reform, technology. So when it comes to these areas, we have made a fair progress. But as far as the accessibility of justice is concerned, with respect to the poor, we have not made any progress, and this is similar to the other countries of the world. So this is what the basic summary of the paragraph is, the passages. Now, what is the content plus judgment? Because that becomes important for me. So, content is, it is about the justice. Judgment is middle class wants access to justice. Poor across world has no access. Poor wants to escape the justice. Segments have different versions of justice. So, segments means middle class, poor. They all have different version, and rich people again have different version of justice. So, this is what the passage is about. This is the content plus judgment of the passage. Let us look at the question. What is the central thesis of the above extract? Tell me. I will wait for your answers. All right. So, what is the central thesis of the above extract? Let us see. We have the content and judgment with us. The practice of untouchability takes various forms in modern India. The untouchability word neither comes in our content nor in our judgment should not be the answer. The imagination of justice for the rich and poor is vastly different. Good choice, because we talk about that there are different segments and they have different versions of justice. So this could be a good choice. Let us look at the other option. Addressing judge strength and caseload management does not affect the performance of judicial system. This does not come in our content plus judgment. These things have been talked about somewhere in the passage, but then definitely this is not the main idea, not related to the main idea. Protecting the livelihood of traditional taxi drivers contrary to the goals of ease of doing business, something which is there in the passage and it has been talked about. that when it comes to these things, then there would be some people who believe that we should allow for ease of doing business, and then there would be other segment which will say that you need to protect our livelihood. But is this the main idea? Once again, this is not the main idea. This was used as an example to illustrate a point, right? So what is the answer? Answer is option number B, right? So this is it for today's class. And what we have done today, I will quickly reiterate once more. So you can, um, revisit it later on also if you wish. So main idea we have discussed. The main idea of the passage is content plus judgment. Then we solved a couple of passages, and we created a table of content of each of the paragraph, and then out of table of from the table of content we took out the content plus judgment and then answered the main idea question. So this is what we have done today, guys. In coming Wednesday I will come up with another session, and we will be discussing some more, I some more type of questions in the session next Wednesday. Till that time, goodbye, and do check the LR Nuggets course. The link I will just share you in the chat box. Right. So I have just shared the link. So just check that. Right. Okay. Thanks.